welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome back to another episode of What It Takes. So what is What It Takes? What It Takes is a series of episodes of me interviewing other agents, or it may just be me giving advice and tips on how to become a successful insurance agent. We go over different topics on what does it actually take to become a successful agent. Today's special guest is Bradley Wilson, and we talk about telesales, branding, and so much more. So if you want to know what we talked about, keep watching this video. Welcome back to my channel. So today I have a special guest, Bradley. So Bradley, introduce yourself.
Hi, well, I'm Brad Wilson. I am been a Medicare agent for almost 2 years now, and I primarily focus on Medicare Advantage because that's the marketing that I do is to the Medicare Advantage side of things. However, I am looking at expanding more into the general Medicare market, T65 and those types of markets. I have a little over 300 clients now, and I am very enthused and excited about this industry. This industry is awesome. It's changing constantly. And I'm trying to be part of that change and trying to be a student as well as a practitioner in the game.
Awesome, Bradley. Well, thank you so much for being a part of this episode of What It Takes. I really appreciate your time. So yeah, let's get started. I do have a few questions for you, for our viewers. So how did you get started in the insurance business? Like, why insurance? Because no one says, I want to be an insurance agent when I grow up. It's usually I want to be a nurse, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a doctor, or I want to be a teacher. So what made you say, I want to be an insurance agent or insurance broker?
Absolutely. So about 10 years ago, I was working as a caseworker with a company that helped people with disabilities. And I loved my job. I loved being in the human services industry and making a difference in the lives of people. My brother was working as an agent at Nationwide Insurance. They had a large facility downtown where it was kind of a call center type environment, but he was doing inbound sales for Nationwide. And he said that I should come work there because the pay is great, and it is just a job where he was able to help a lot of people in his own way as an insurance agent. So I tried it and I got a job, and I really liked it. I liked the challenge of being able to get a sale and being able to find the right product for the client, figure out why that product's the right product, and be able to convince the client through my own powers of persuasion that they needed to buy that product today. And so I worked at Nationwide for probably a little over 5 years. I became a personal lines underwriter, which was not so much of a sales job, but then again, I still had to be able to sell the agents on the fact that what I'm helping them provide for the customer is the right solution. And so it's more of an internal sales type of a position, as well as needing to use my analytical skills. And then I eventually transitioned to working over at Farm Bureau Financial Services, where I had a role in the central agency, which what I did is I helped people that didn't have an agent at Farm Bureau at that time. If their agent had retired or moved on, their business was handled by the corporate office, and that was my role, was to work on a team to help service that business, and also to be able to introduce those clients to new products, life insurance, and things like that. And I eventually became the senior representative on that team, where I would help bring on board new employees as well. And then I decided to transition into being an entrepreneur in the Medicare space, and that's where I'm at now.
Wow. So how's your business structure as far as an independent agent? So what's your day-to-day, and what does your business look like?
Yeah, so as an independent Medicare agent, my whole goal is to acquire customers and keep customers. That's pretty much it. I mean, everything else is just a function of those two things. So in doing that, I my business model is structured to where I purchase leads, and then I contact those leads and have a conversation with them, whether it's in person or over the phone, as I'm starting to do now, and help them to understand, where they're at with Medicare now, and if I can put them in a better position or help them get to a better position, then that's what I'm going to do, so that I can help that client get better Medicare benefits. And then after I help the client, then that it's not done. I continually am there for the clients to help make sure that they're comfortable with their plan and that they are happy with where they're at in their Medicare space.
Okay, so that's awesome. So I hear you talk about telesales, and I know a lot of people are really, wanting to get into telesales. So I do definitely want to talk about that. What made you decide to transition from face to face, going to people's homes, and doing telesales? Because I know you're doing that right now, and you're doing
Yeah.
really great. So
Thanks, Patricia. So I had been thinking about it for a while because I had seen some of the other people that are pretty famous in the Medicare world, like Justin Brock and uh, just people like that, be very successful in telesales. So I had been thinking about it, and then I went to the Six Figure Medicare Summit. That's where I met you a couple of weeks ago, and saw a lot of the speakers there talk a lot about telesales and the importance of being able to virtually connect with clients in a changing world. So I decided to try it, and for the last couple of weeks, that's been what I've been doing, is doing telesales.
that's amazing. I think you're gonna do great.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot
Yes,
to me, Patricia.
definitely. So let's talk about branding. What do you think about like branding your business? How does that look like for you?
I think that branding, it's very important, I think, to say this first. Branding is the key to a successful business. But for a new agent, I wouldn't worry about branding, because as a new agent, the most important thing is being able to get out there and meet with people and learn the details of Medicare, learn all the different kinds of things that you're going to have to encounter with different situations, because you could just never start. I mean, you could just build your website and then, oh my gosh, I don't have a funnel, and then you build your funnel and then you're like, well, they find something else to do, and then you never actually get in front of somebody. So the first thing is you got to get good at that. But now I'm at a point now where I realize that the future of my business is going to be based on branding, uh, because eventually, it's going to be kind of a commodity to be a Medicare agent, and it's not going to be special. It's only going to be special if people feel some sort of affinity with doing business with you instead of anybody else that wants to do business with them. So I'm going to be focusing more on branding, but as of yet, I really haven't done a lot of branding. Honestly, I have a Facebook page for my business, which I haven't really put a lot of time in to develop, because most of my time has been focused on acquiring clients and servicing clients. But I definitely, especially after going to Six Figure Medicare Summit, I realized the importance of videos. I'm kind of a student of you, Patricia. You have done a fabulous job of branding. I love the positive message that you share on a regular basis on social media, various platforms about your business. And I do intend to be creating some videos in the future, and as well as finding other ways to brand digitally, and maybe even eventually through an office space as well.
I love that. I think you definitely gave out some really good points from beginning, middle, and towards like the end of like when it comes to like branding your business. So I think that's going to help out a lot of new agents.
Thanks, Patricia.
So I do have a question. Now that you are like really trying to get into telesales, and like I say, you're doing really great so far. What do you think about the new CMS regulation when it comes to recording your calls? How do you feel about that?
I think it's going to be great, because the good agents right now are being ethical. the good agents are doing what they're supposed to do, and making sure that we go ask for all the customers' medications, that we make sure that we get all their doctors, and that we do the scope of appointment, and do everything according to the way it's supposed to be done. But there's some agents out there that might not be doing that. And so right now, there's not as much of a way to regulate that. So I think it's going to be good for the industry to have it be an even regular playing field where everyone just has to record their calls.
Okay. So what advice do you have for a new agent that wants to go from face to face, win time, gas, driving 30
Mhm.
minutes or whatever, an hour, 2 hours to an appointment,
Yep.
no call, no shows, and all of that? What
Yeah.
advice would you say to that agent that wants to transition to telesales?
I would say that phone sales is easier in some ways and it's harder in some ways. In the last couple weeks I've been doing it, there's some customers that I think I would have been able to sell had I been face to face. But you can see a lot more people by phone, because if someone's a no-show, get on the phone and call somebody else. That's it. You don't have to be like, oh no, I got, where's my next lead? I'll have to drive another 10 miles till I get there. And then they might not be home too. So it's just a lot faster to do it by phone sales, but you don't have the advantage when I'm face to face with someone, or even when I'm on a Zoom meeting like this. I can look at the other person and I can kind of judge by body language where they're at. I can judge if they can understand what I'm saying, and by phone you can kind of judge, but it's harder. And especially one of the things that I really enjoy doing to explain things. So just a second, Patricia. I love using this in my face-to-face presentations. And I know a lot of agents use this, the legal pad. Uh, it's really hard by phone because I can't use anything visual to show my clients. And I have a lot of clients that can barely read a text message, much less do Zoom. So it's just that's kind of where they're at in the low income senior space right now. So I can't really get them on a Zoom call. But if I could do the in physical presentations, that would be very helpful. So it's more limiting when you're selling by phone, definitely. Not to mention the fact that I have a great visual memory of all the clients that I sat down with face to face, the ones that I sold especially. I just have a memory, and whenever I talk to that client, we can share that memory. For example, I was just talking to a client yesterday, and I asked her, how is her husband doing, and how's the project that they were doing around the house? They were working on their staircase when I was there. She's like, "Oh, I finished it, and it looks great." Blah blah blah. Well, if I don't have those memories with the clients that I sold by phone. Now, I do try and build some emotional connection to me, because I will mail them a copy of their enrollment booklet. I'll mail them my business card, and a thank you card as well. And then I'll call them, and again, to make sure that they or know that they're been accepted in the plan, and so on. But honestly, it's never going to be the same with my phone clients as it is with the people that I've been in their house and I've seen the pictures on their house. I've met their dogs, stuff like that. So while it is way more advantageous than being able to see more people, there is definitely some limitations along with that. However, though, I do think that as the future goes on, I think more people are going to be able to connect on Zoom like we are right now. That's going to help mitigate that a little bit. But even a Zoom meeting is not quite the same as actually being there, shaking that person's hand. It's that person's always going to have an advantage face to face, but where we have an advantage over the phone is our ability to reach more people, and our ability to streamline the process.
Okay. I love that. So what would you say to a new person that wants to transition to telesales? Like any key pointers?
Um, well, the biggest thing that I found was that I kept thinking that I had to have some special magic sauce to do the phone sales, and really, I haven't done that much different so far. Now, I haven't done a lot of studying on the techniques of phone sales. I know that there's some masters out there that have great content out there that that I do plan on purchasing and studying, which will probably improve my game. But for now, I think the most important thing is just do it. Don't I mean, you can study something for forever, and if you don't do it, then you're never really going to learn it. So just try it. Do it for a week or two, and then see how you do, and then make adjustments or go back out in the field, whatever you need to do. But you definitely should try it.
Wow, I love that. Just do it, like the Nike.
Yeah.
So, where do you see your business in the next 5 years?
My goal in the next 5 years is to be what they call a brick and mortar business. And it's because people that are part of Justin Brock's Facebook group, I think somebody coined a term of brick and mortar. It's a brick and mortar business in a town where you have like an office, and that's important. But when don't have somebody in the office, I'm not just on Facebook or something. I'm actually selling by phone, or I'm creating content for my website or content for my videos or something like that, so that I'm digitally connecting with the community as well as physically. That's my goal in the next 5 years, and also to get more into the ACA market and potentially annuities as well.
All right, I love it. So, if someone wanted to reach out to you, how can they reach out to you?
Sure. My email address is Bradley.david.wilson@gmail.com.
And so, where are you located as far as like what states can you service? If someone was looking at this video, say they need
Yeah.
here, what state are you in? What state do you service?
I definitely service Iowa. Honestly, as a face-to-face agent, and even now by phone sales, all of the leads that I've been calling have been Iowa leads. I know I'm also licensed in Louisiana. When I worked at Farm Bureau, I was licensed in a whole bunch of other states, but I'm not really sure what states I'm even licensed into outside of that. I need to get more into that, but it hasn't been really an issue because all of the leads I've purchased have been Iowa leads. But so definitely Iowa and Louisiana for right now.
All right, cool. And then one more question. So what made you so successful early on? What do you think was the key thing that made you get, that good number of clients?
Yeah, the biggest thing that made me successful early on was the great training that I got from Matt Mungia and David Duford. That's been my trainers, and they have done a great job in training me as to not only how to get in front of clients, but how to convince the client that the solution that I'm offering them is what's going to be best for them. So what I would say to new agents is that you're going to have to get some good training, because without good training, it's just not going to work. So, and then you have to also just at some point you just have to go out and do it, because you can watch a million videos from somebody else, but that's kind of like watching Tom Brady throw the football, and doesn't make you a good quarterback. I mean, you have to go out there and do it too. So, but the combination of get a good trainer and then just go do it.
Wow, I love it, Bradley.
Oh, thanks, Patricia.
Thank you so much. And yes, thank you so much for being on this episode of What It Takes. Thank you so much, Bradley.
Patricia, I feel like it's just been awesome that I met you, and you are a big inspiration to me as an agent, especially in your work in the branding space, and your ability to do digital marketing is just awesome. And I hope to learn more from you in the future.
Oh, thank you so much, Bradley. Alrighty, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed this interview. If you guys want to connect with him, go ahead and reach out to him. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please like, comment, share. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, so when your girl pops through, you're like, there she is. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you, yes, you, on the next video. Bye.